Let's all give a big CW welcome for our fellow alum, Marissa Brett.
Wow, thank you so much, Mary Beth, for that very kind introduction. And thank you to all the graduates, your family and friends, and the faculty for inviting me here today to deliver the commencement address before the class of 2013. I am deeply honored to be your speaker tonight. Commencement addresses are important because the day is important for students who have worked long and hard to get to this place, and for the parents because they know it's a milestone in their child's life. I've thought long and hard about what I might say to you. After all, graduation is a tremendous event in one's life, so my goal is to inspire you to achieve all of your future goals, and then some. So to those of you who are graduating today, I decided I will tell you a little about your future. Not that I have a crystal ball, but because what happened to me could happen to you, and that's a good thing. I grew up in Yonkers, the only child of a single mother. My mom had to work long hours to provide for the two of us, which is why she wasn't home when I returned from school. In elementary school years, I was with a babysitter. Then I became a latchkey kid. I don't recall having many family dinners, as my mom was not one to cook. So I had a lot of Chef Boyardee right out of the can, and a lot of fast food. I was a pretty good student, or should I say, I was a pretty good student in the classes that I had an interest in. My strength was in math. My mom always pushed me in school. According to her, my grades were never high enough. I can recall bringing home tests with a 100, and she would ask, "Why didn't you get extra credit?" Today, she thinks it's great when I tell her that my son gets a 95 on a test. I ask her, "What about the extra credit?" Apparently, it doesn't apply to grandchildren. During my high school years, I didn't have much interest in school. I especially didn't like science or social studies. I graduated from high school because I had to. My mom would have killed me otherwise. My mom was focused on making sure that I could take care of myself. She always reinforced that point that I shouldn't depend on anyone but me, and I had to get an education in order to do that. I'm sure this came as a result of her raising me as a single parent. She didn't depend on anyone and took care of me on her own. Even though she pushed, I can tell you this, I didn't have any aspirations to go to college. And I was not dreaming big. I was only focused on wanting a family, the one I never felt I had, and I thought for sure I could get by and be quite happy working at a nail salon as a nail technician. When I told my mother about the nail salon, she was not a happy camper. She wanted me to continue in school. She did not accept my plan to skip college. I, of course, knew it all. No college for me. So my mother decided to make a deal with me. She said that if I would at least go to school for 2 years and get my associate's degree, she would let me proceed with my plan to be a nail technician. She even claimed that she would pay for cosmetology school for me if that's what I truly wanted. So that was the deal. We agreed that I would go to a local school, the College of Westchester, then Westchester Business Institute, because I could avoid all of the liberal arts classes that I had absolutely no interest in, and focus on the skills that I would need to survive in the business world. So in the fall of 1995, I began classes. I quickly realized, this isn't so bad. In fact, it's pretty interesting. And much to my utter surprise, I became truly engaged. I even looked forward to going to class. After 2 years, I had, imagine this, a 4.0 grade point average. And that wasn't all. I was able to land a part-time job at a law firm thanks to the school's career services office. I worked at the firm Monday through Friday after school. After graduation, I entered the real world, and I began working full-time. I was no nail technician. In fact, that was the furthest thing from my mind. How could my mother have been right? Well, she was definitely relieved and happy with my accomplishment, but so was I. Here was my trajectory. I briefly worked for an airline as a reservation agent, and then moved on working for a property management company in the real estate industry. I started as the receptionist, but the thought of answering phones for the rest of my career was a turnoff. Not very satisfying for me. But in many ways, it was my watershed moment. It became clear to me that 2 years of school simply would not work if I had any hopes of moving up. So I enrolled at Fordham Westchester as a night student and went to class at nights and on weekends. The new me. During the years at the property management company, I began climbing the corporate ladder. I held several positions with that company while working on obtaining my degree. Just 4 months after I started as the receptionist, a new position opened up, Assistant Tenant Services Administrator. But I was told I could not apply because the company policy was that you had to be working for the company for at least a year before you could move on and apply for another position. Well, I was determined, and I didn't take no for an answer. I made the argument that I should be invited to interview, as I was clearly qualified. My persistence paid off, and I was ultimately offered the position. In that new role, I got involved in putting together events and developing business relationships. I volunteered to assist with some of the marketing projects because I had an interest in them. It soon became clear to me that I had a passion for marketing. One of our senior executives took notice and offered me an opportunity to get involved in the marketing of our real estate portfolio, and I jumped on it. By the time I earned my bachelor's degree, it took me 5 years going to classes at nights and on weekends. I was responsible for the marketing of a 1.4 million square foot commercial real estate portfolio. I was making excellent contacts in the industry and was on a great career path. In fact, the College of Westchester reached out to see where I was in my career and seemed to think I was doing pretty well. They stopped by one day, interviewed me, took some pictures, and even featured me as a success story. Life was good. I was riding high. Then, one morning, I got a phone call from my boss. She said the real estate portfolio we were managing had been sold and I needed to look for another job. Now that was scary. I had been there for almost 8 years and was absolutely terrified at the thought of interviewing for a new job. I wasn't even sure what kind of job to look for. One day I saw a posting in a newspaper for a position that required somebody with marketing and real estate background along with some other qualifications. It sounded like a perfect fit for me. But when I looked closer, however, the job title was Vice President. Uh-oh. I was only 28 years old. How could I ever manage to land the job title of Vice President? I was thrilled that I was the manager of marketing, but Vice President? That's insane. I tossed the newspaper aside, but I didn't throw it out. The next day, I picked the paper up again and thought, well, I have nothing to lose. I'm losing my job. I might as well apply. What's the worst that can happen? I landed that job. How? I believe it's the fact that I built all those relationships in Westchester and I knew all the players in the real estate market, coupled with my winning personality, of course. You could say I was very enthusiastic. I worked as Vice President of Hudson Valley Economic Development Corporation for almost 5 years. My office was in New Windsor in Orange County, but I was working all over the region. I learned so much over those years and made so many more contacts. I even got to travel throughout the United States and went to Germany to market the Hudson Valley region. Then 2 years ago, I began attending meetings held by the Westchester County Association. They were looking to launch a major economic development initiative. I was at the meetings providing my perspective as a regional representative. Next thing I knew, I was invited to lead the entire initiative for Westchester. I recognized that this was a tremendous opportunity to drive an incredible effort and to affect change for our entire region. This was major. Guess what? I couldn't resist. So here I am today, standing before you as Executive Director of the Westchester County Association's Economic Development Initiative, and as you heard from Mary Beth, we call it the Blueprint for Westchester. And I can say with certainty, I have found my passion. I enjoy going to work every day, and not everybody can say that. The Blueprint has over 500 people working collaboratively on various committees to create economic vitality in Westchester County. We're working to create the environment for companies to locate, grow, and flourish, and where we can retain young professionals like all of you. We are rethinking Westchester County, and the best part of it is, what we're doing today will have an impact on all of you in the very near future. I have been with the Westchester County Association for almost 2 years, and in this time we have accomplished so much. You heard from Mary Beth that we've re-energized the commercial real estate sector in Westchester and have removed over 1 million square feet of inventory of office space. We've spearheaded collaboration between 14 colleges right here in the county to prepare you, the future workforce, and encourage innovation. And I have to say the College of Westchester has been with us every step of the way. Last year, we hosted the first ever collaborative career and internship fair in Westchester County. We brought almost 3,000 students and alumni together with over 100 employers. It was truly amazing. We're doing it again in October, so if you have not yet found your opportunity, I encourage you to attend. We're working closely with all of the mayors in Westchester's cities to encourage economic development. And for the first time in Westchester's history, we're truly marketing the cities. We've launched the Blueprint Accelerator Network to really accelerate the growth of early stage businesses in Westchester. So when you become entrepreneurs and get your companies off the ground, come see me. We'll help you out. We are also focused on creating communities. This is most important. Creating communities in Westchester where you, the young professionals, can work, live, and play. It is extremely important that all of you have places that you can afford to live and that you want to live. You are the key to the success of this county. It is your talent, your energy, your drive that businesses want and need. So if we keep you in Westchester, we can attract more businesses to locate here. So you see, the truth is, I love my job, and I'm truly proud of the work that we accomplish. I work with an unbelievable team, and we are all working together to build a bright future for our county. All of my dreams are becoming reality. I have a career that I love and I'm passionate about, but I also have that family that you heard from me that I always wanted, and they're here with me today. For that, I'm truly thankful. I don't often say this about myself, but you should know I'm incredibly proud of myself. I came from humble beginnings, but there were lessons to be learned, like these. My mother is a very smart woman. She knew her daughter well. She believed in me, knew that I could actually excel in school, even when I didn't know it. She knew that if she could somehow start me on the right path, I would be in a position to take advantage of opportunity that would not have happened otherwise. The College of Westchester was the right path for me. I'm sure for many of you, attending this school is also your starting point. My message is, it truly is just the beginning. Don't ever stop striving for your next achievement. You might not know at this very moment where your passion lies, but trust me, you will soon figure it out. I don't believe I'm the smartest woman in the room by a long shot, but I do feel I've achieved a lot and have an interesting road still ahead of me. You see, I have many more goals. How will I do it? Well, first of all, I believe I'm here today because of my drive and ambition. You need to have goals in life. You need to believe in yourself. Second, I have built a tremendous network of contacts, wonderful people, accomplished people, interesting people. People do business with people. Third, I have passion. I want to succeed. I want to make things better, not just for myself, but also for others. I also find myself blessed with two of the most amazing little boys who I want to inspire to succeed. One final thought. I mentioned to you that I obtained my bachelor's degree from Fordham. That's a school with great name recognition and is very well respected. And while I'm very proud of that degree because I worked very hard for it, I am most proud of my degree from the College of Westchester, for this is the place that launched me, and you should be proud too. Today's ceremony symbolizes all that you have accomplished and achieved, and you should be very proud of that. But take it from me, it's only the beginning. Be ambitious, have goals, build your networks, work very, very hard, and be on the lookout for opportunity. And you too will realize all of your dreams. Congratulations to all of you.